Hi, in this video we will be making this pattern. Before we start, I would first like to thank everyone who is already subscribed to my channel. If you are new here, then please I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel and please hit that bell button because I will have a lot more videos about crocheting all kinds of patterns and also crochet course videos. So you will get a notification when the next video is out. And well, to everyone, if you have watched this video and you like it, then please give me a thumbs up because that is really helpful for my channel. And well, let's get started. First an introduction. Here I have this pattern and well, it looks fun on the other side as well, so you can actually choose which side you prefer. And if you have watched my previous Stitch Library pattern video, you have seen me this one, and it looks quite similar, but here these blocks of these clusters of 3 double crochets are stacked on top of each other, and here they are staggered a little bit, and well, I will do some things a little bit different, and well, that is, I already showed you a sneak preview in my video about doing increases and decreases, and well, again, I will give you a sneak preview of the next 2 patterns, and let's take it out. This is with crocheting double crochets together, and this is another version, and well, that will be in the next videos. And well, for this video I will work with my Scheepjes Stonewashed XL because that is just a little bit better to see with the bigger stitches. So well, let's get started with the setup. If we look at the start of the written description, it says that the number of stitches of this pattern is a multiple of 3 plus 1. And if you have to do the foundation chain, it's the desired number of repeats times 3 plus 1. And for this video I will use 6 repeats. So in my written description the repeats are represented by the R. So it's R times 3 plus 1, and the R is 6 in this case, so we have 9 stitches for the setup. And well, if you have seen my tutorial videos before, you know that I do not count the turning chains for the foundation chain, because if you would like to choose a different way of making a foundation, then yeah, you don't have to think of the turning chains. So my turning chains are actually for row 1, and that is what we will do now. When you look at the pattern chart at row 1, which is in red, you see that I first do a turning chain, and then I do a single crochet, and then it's a repeat of making 2 chains and skipping 2 chains of the foundation, and then work the next single crochet into the next stitch. We will repeat that and end with 1 single crochet. If you look at the written description, it says make 1 turning chain, make the first single crochet into the second stitch from the hook, and well, let's do that. So this turning chain is for me the start of row 1, and then we will do our single crochet into the second stitch from the hook, which is this one, and this is just like normal doing single crochets. And then the written description says 2 chains and then skip 2 stitches and then 1 single crochet. So 2 chains and then skip the 2 stitches and do our single crochet into the next stitch here. And I will repeat that throughout this chain. So we have come to the end of our row, and then we have to do our last 2 chains and work into the last stitch of the foundation row. And now we have this, and well, that was row 1. I've done my work, and now we will take a look at row 2. And row 2, if you see the pattern chart, it starts with 3 chains that count as the first double crochet actually, and then you have to do a double crochet into that stitch here, which is the top of the single crochet of the previous row, and then we do a repeat of clusters that are all worked into the top of the single crochets of the previous row. So this is very easy, and let's see what the written description says. It says make 3 turning chains and make the first double crochet into the first stitch of the previous row. So, and there are alternatives for doing these 3 turning chains, and I will have that in another video. And check out my channel if it's there. I still have to do it at this moment, but it will be there very soon. And then do our double crochet here into that same stitch, and then we do clusters into the single crochets of the previous row, and we will do 3 double crochets into that same stitch. And if you would like to know more about increasing and decreasing, then check out my video where I go into detail about doing that. And well, this is my first cluster, and I will continue doing this in the rest of this row. I have come to the end of my row, and then we have to finish with 2 double crochets into the top of the single crochet of the previous row, and be aware that you don't work into that turning chain. So work into the top of that single crochet of the previous row, and be aware to pick up these both these loops of the V shape below it. And so we have finished this row, and well, this is how it looks. And then we will continue with the next row. So let's start with row 3. And in the pattern chart, that is the row that is in green. And we will do a row with chains and single crochets only. And this time we will work in between the clusters of the 3 double crochets. So if you have to do a single crochet, except for the first one, we work, and the last one, we work in between these clusters here, and I will show you how to do this. And well, the description says make 1 turning chain and make the first single crochet into the first stitch of the previous row, and then make 1 chain, and then make the first single crochet in between the 2 groups of double crochets of the previous row, and then 2 chains. So this is our single crochet here, 2 chains, and then again work in between these clusters of double crochets, and well, I will repeat that through this row, and I will see you back at the end. I've come almost at the end of the row, and I've done my last single crochet after this last cluster. And then if you look at the chart and the description, then I still have to do one chain, and then I have to work into the top of the 3 turning chains that we started with in the previous row. And then I will use my trick. I will grab this back bump of these couple of chains, and let's see if I can do it quickly. So this is my trick, and now you have the 2 loops on your hook. So let's finish that single crochet here, and well, this is how it looks with this fat yarn. So well, now we will do the next row. We will do row 4, and in the pattern chart that is the row that is in kind of purplish thing, color. I don't know what color it is exactly, but you will see it. We will start doing clusters again, and we will work into the single crochets of the previous row. And if you take a good look at this, here we have that opening here where that one chain was, and here is the top of our single crochet, and then we have an opening again here, and then this is the top of our single crochet, and that is where we will do the clusters, and we will start and end with 1 double crochet. And for now we will do the first double crochet with making 3 turning chains. So let's start doing that. Make 3 turning chains, and then we will start right away with clusters into the top of this single crochet here. So 1, and work into that same stitch here. And I will continue doing that the rest of the row. And I have done my last cluster now, and then we have to end this row with making 1 double crochet into that last single crochet of the previous row. So here is how it looks. And you see it looks very nice. You also see now that the clusters are staggered a little a bit. And well, let's do row 5, and then we will have finished this pattern. We will do row 5 now, and row 5 is in red in the pattern chart, and it's actually the same as we did in row 1, but the description differ a little bit. And we will make our single crochets again in between the clusters of 3 double crochets of the previous row. So well, that's a little bit different than we did in the first row. So let's do that. We will start with a turning chain and a single crochet into the first stitch of the previous row, and then we will do 2 chains and work a single crochet in between the clusters, and we will repeat that throughout this row, and I will do that, and then I will see you back at the end of this row. We will now do our last single crochet into the top of the 3 turning chains of the previous row, and I will do my trick again. It's very nice. Here, pick it up and move your hook to the back here, and then finish. And well, then we have done this pattern, and this is how it looks. And well, when you look at the written description, it says repeat rows 2 to 5, and the number of rows of the pattern repeat is 4 rows. So well, it's quite an easy pattern. And well, I think that was all that I had to say about this pattern. And then I will see you back in the next video.